Hey, Brian Welch here. Welcome to the Offsite for the On-Site Designer YouTube channel. Super excited to be with you all today. Today we'll be picking up from where we left off on how to begin your offsite road alignment. I'll be covering specific alignment creation tools I recommend using 95% of the time because A, they help quickly lay out your tangents and curves, and most importantly, these tools maintain your alignment connectivity if tangents or curves need to shift, extend, or move entirely. Everyone's had it happen at least once to them, where your boss will sometimes ask at the 9th hour, right before you go to make that big submission, to tweak your alignment, what I like to call the backbone of your project. Well, my goal is to make you ready for it. I want you to quickly make these changes and say, hey boss, not a problem. It'll be done soon after I QC the changes, without your profiles, corridors, and geometry breaking on you, or worse, having to start over. Lastly, to emphasize why I recommend these certain tools the most, I'll show you some of the pitfalls of the others. So let's get into it. As you can see, I have my polyline alignment I made from my last video. I also changed all my line work in my survey file to a dark gray color. I usually use color 250. From here, I want to explode my polyline so it turns into lines and curves. I'll quickly turn the curves to blue so you can see what's happening in the next step. I'll then run the fillet command and combine my tangent sections with a radius of 0. Make sure the fillet command is set to trim or your lines will not extend to the common intersection point. This will create my PIs, also known as my point of intersections. Next, I'll quickly label the radius for each of my curves. I'll come back, delete these later, but this can be helpful when placing your alignment geometry curves. Now we're ready to create our alignment. From here, I'll click on Create Alignment Geometry from the top. I'll name it MMRD for Mitchell Mill Road. I'll cover naming in a later video, but I find it helpful and efficient to keep my naming conventions to 4 characters when developing your corridor models. Feel free to use the description box to put the full name of your alignment. I like to start my stationing typically at 10+00. Select your desired alignment style. Usually standard works just fine. I want to use several custom styles and layers. Feel free to use the standard styles or default layers to place your alignment or set this up to how your boss or client likes to review. All right, now to the tools. I'm going to click on my line segment tool first and trace over my tangent segments. As you can see, I have my endpoint snap-on. I'm going to click near the endpoint, so the previous tangent segment becomes highlighted. Let's see, I have all my tangents laid out. Once you're done tracing over your line segments, it's always good practice to turn on selection cycling to remove the line work behind the alignment. This will help to not inadvertently snap to the lines rather than the alignment. All right, next I'll use the free curve fillet between 2 entities tool to create my curves. Let's select our first and second line segments to draw our first curve. Select less than 180. This is because our curve will be less than a straight line, hence the 180. Let's type in our desired radius based on our annotative label of 3300. As you can see, the curve has been placed and the line segments have been automatically trimmed for you. I'll repeat the same process for my second curve. As you can see, I love this method, and it just goes to show how quickly and easily you can place your curves, and boom, your alignment is finished. Let's go. Again, I like to point out some of the advantages to using the 2-step process. First, you can always go back and change the radius of your curves while each tangent segment maintains tangency. I went into the alignment entities tool that you find on the toolbar to change the radius. For example, if we aren't happy with the curve radius, we can easily change it by typing in the new radius. Secondly, you can shift the PVIs or tangent segments, as you can see. Watch how all the alignment segments maintain tangency to each other. Thirdly, if I need to add a new curve, I can easily add a new PVI within the line segment or within the alignment, and then go in and add my curves again. And as you can see, my entire alignment maintains tangency, and I can pick up my PVIs or change my radius, and everything stays tangent with each other. As I said at the beginning, I wanted to show you what happens to your alignment when using another common approach, such as alignment from objects. As you can see, I already drew a polyline, and I selected alignment from objects. I'm going through the prompt just to kind of set all the default styles and settings, and then I'm going to click OK here. As you can see, it created my alignment and erased my polyline. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to look for my PVIs, and as you can see, there's no real PVI here. There's a grip that can move the radius, but all it does is change the radius. And then I'm going to grab this other grip, but that also only allows me to move my alignment only so much. I'm going to show you what it looks like at the other curve, and then also another grip. And as you can see, I don't have a lot of functionality using this tool. In the next video, I'll cover profile creation tools using a similar approach as I did with horizontal alignments. All right, that's it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure making my second episode with you all. Please leave a comment or question in the section below. And if you like this video, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up or pass it along to a friend. As I like to say, a good offsite design is a design that no one talks about. Pave the way. Cheers.